Hey, this is Nev from Snake Mountain back here on Heavy, and we are going to be releasing our debut EP, Villainous 1 Reverence, on July 5th, digitally out everywhere, and then we're going to be hitting the road. So, yeah, pretty excited about it. Thanks, Chris.
No worries. You pretty much just covered everything I had to talk to you about, mate. So thanks for having us. We'll
No
see you next
worries.
week. How you doing, mate?
Good, mate. It's good to see you. It's good,
Always good to see you, mate. I love that lighting. If you like, I'm not going to give the secret away because we spoke about it before, but it's it's a little bit scary. It's a little bit sexual. It's a little bit of a lot of things. I like it.
I'm going to give away right now. It's a mixing pot of scary sexual Kmart with a sprinkle of Bunnings. That's all it is. That's all it is, ladies and gentlemen. So
It's just amazing what you can do with a bit of ingenuity, isn't it?
that's it. That's all you need. That's all you need.
It is. Well, you actually do need a bit more than that, my friend. And what that thing is Snake Mountain's debut EP, Villainous 1 Reverence, which, as you say, comes out on July the 5th. But how you feeling, man? Like, it's been a long slog till this came out. Like, how you feeling about it? Are you excited? Are you nervous? You anxious?
You know what? I'm pretty excited about it, and I am nervous for people to hear it because I guess it represents where we've been. It's part of a bigger picture, I guess, that we're trying to paint. You know, we put a lot into it, and I mean it's only 4 tracks, but it shows the different sort of mini eras of the band and the different members' influences that have weaved in and out throughout that time. And I'm really proud of that, and that's exactly what the title is in reference to, is paying those respects.
Sure. This is actually an unscripted question because you just made me think of it. But the songs do cover pretty much a lot of the history of Snake Mountain. So a lot of them would have been written with different members. Did you change anything at all when it came around to recording them?
A little bit, actually. James has these little whittlies that he puts in. You know what I mean? Like he's taken and made each member is now with the recording put their own little personalities
Oh
into
yeah.
the songs. So James especially loves to add some little bloops. Is that a technical term? I don't know.
Is it a Kmart term?
It's definitely a Kmart term.
So tell us a bit more about the EP musically then, mate, and what you were going for with it.
Well, I mean, it's as we said before, it's each song sort of represents maybe not only the members, but I guess year that they were written. Like the first track, Extinction Through Fire, which we recently released digitally, that one goes right back to the beginning with Dan Maynard. And then we've got Hunted, which was with Dan Maynard. Um, and we had that one also with Jamie and Dario, and then it goes on to um Fall of Eternia, which was Dario and Jamie, and it sort of progresses onto there to the last track, which is Everliving, which was the last single we released, which was with Dario and Jamie as well. So you can sort of tell within those styles how the band has sort of changed and where we've sort of come to now, which is doesn't really represent who we are now with our technical stuff, but it's definitely part of the journey, and that's what it represents.
Yes, sweet. Now, what was the actual thought process behind releasing your first EP, mate? Like, do you think because it's taken so long to put out, like, do you think maybe in parts you overthunk things a little bit sometimes, or was it not as stressful as that?
100%. No, I think it was something that, throughout the years, we just trying to get it all together, I guess, and getting everyone wanting to record and getting the time to record and we just needed to get these ones out. And I guess it wasn't really stressful. We took our time with it this time. Um, but yeah, I guess we weren't happy with certain recordings in the past, and now that we sort of took it on ourselves, like the boys did a phenomenal job. So it's all in house. The whole EP is in house.
So, what are some of the benefits, I guess, and some of the advantages and disadvantages of keeping it in house like that?
I guess we save a lot of money,
Yeah, yeah, obviously.
but that's a good thing is saving money, and we can control the way certain things are in the mix. Like I have a certain way I like my vocals layered that not many people I've worked with in the past have sort of understood.
Mhm.
Um, where James is, I just said to him, look, this is how I want it here, here, and here, and he went and did it. I guess the disadvantages is we don't have a big studio, we don't have all the flashy things, but it did force us to work with what we got, and I think the product that's come out is really good for what we've done, especially James. The stuff that James um and Christian have done on the production side there with Jackson and Jared is just phenomenal.
Yeah. How about from the other side of it though, like when it comes to being critical of your own music and having to make the tough decisions, like is that difficult to do in-house?
It can be,
Mhm.
but we are very critical of our stuff sometimes. Me especially when it comes to the vocals, like you know, but we're pretty supportive of each other when it comes to that sort of stuff, and we will tell each other, try this or try this. It's always constructive. We're not, fighting out in the street over songs
Yeah.
or anything like that, like some bands. And I guess that sort of it's a testament to the lineup that this band has is and how productive it is, you know, and creative, creatively.
Yeah. And you mentioned the two singles, Everliving and Extinction Through Fire. So that's half of the EP, but people that have heard those two songs, like, is that representative of the other two songs as well, or are they different again?
All different.
Yeah.
I think each song has got its own personality. Where I'd say, Hunted, that's which is a re-recording of a song we did previously. Um, that's sort of like a little homage to like Napalm Death and stuff like that. Ball of Eternia, which we've been playing live for a while. That one's a little bit of I guess Black Dahlia Murder mixed with some power metal. I guess that's the best way of describing that. Each song is different. We got some cool guests on there too, which I'm pretty damn proud of.
You have, and that's a perfect segue to my next question, mate. Have you done this before?
I can read your mind.
Or I'm that predictable, am I?
No, 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 no.
So the presser alludes to guest appearances by members of Freedom of Fear, AL Nexus, Piston Fist, Our Last Enemy, and Deprivation. Like, can you fill us in a bit more on that, or are we going to leave that a little bit ambiguous until it comes out?
Oh, I reckon I could, I could drop the news. But
Yeah.
of course, look, we've got Matt Walters from Freedom of Fear. These guys did a ripping solo on The Hunted. Like, it's incredible what he's done.
Yeah.
Amazing dude. And then the other guests are for Fall of Eternia because I wanted to really make I guess, a space opera epic death metal track.
Yeah, right. So they're all on the one song.
And they're all in the one song. So
Wow.
there's a chanting bit in the middle, which is like the bridge. And we've also got Sam from Iron Nexus as our sorceress because the song is homage to Skeletor.
All right, of
So,
course, of course.
yeah, there you go. And I wanted to have that big sort of epic, and she was perfect for it as well. And then we got just our mates doing some chants in the bridge because we wanted to make it interactive.
Yeah,
So
that's so cool. I like the way you describe it too, like a metal opera. Like, there's room for growth there.
I had this whole thing planned out that I don't think it's going to work, but it'd be kind of cool if I could, we make it, space opera in death metal.
Yeah,
Someone's got to do it.
let's talk more. That sounds like a great idea.
Let's make it happen.
Well, you know we can.
Kmart and cardboard. Let's go. So
Anyone that's seen Snake Mountain play live are already aware of how fucking good you guys are, mate. But seems people higher up the food chain have finally started to take notice. You've got recent supports with Fresh God Apocalypse, Wolfheart, there's a Witch Grinder, Black Reno shows, mate. So it must be a good feeling to be finally be getting rewarded for effort, I guess. Like you've been doing it for a while.
yeah, been doing it a long time, and I guess I haven't really thought about it. I've just thought about this journey that we're on and just enjoying it. You know, we're touring and we're doing things that I guess the band didn't have the chance to do before. And I'm just real like we're all really just enjoying it. You know, the getting in the van and going on those adventures and playing with these bands like Black Reno, our friends, Witch Grind, our friends, but they are higher up the food chain, of course. But we just feel very, very lucky and blessed that we've had those opportunities.
Yeah, what sort of feedback do you get from shows like that? Like the majority of people, like let's face it, it'd be nice if they were there to see Snake Mountain, but the majority of them are there to see someone else. Like, what sort of feedback do you get from them? Because a lot of fans can be very, very narrow-minded when it comes to who they're watching.
I guess it depends on the show. And I
Yeah,
usually can tell by, if we sell a few extra t-shirts, it's always a good thing. But I guess our job is to get up there and be the best we can be. We don't really want to feel like we're competing or anything like that. We just want to, put on the best show we can. And if people enjoy that and they come up after and they buy a shirt, or even they don't, they just come up and say, "Hey, good job." Um, that means the world to us, That's all.
yeah. It's a bit of a difficult predicament, because like you're there to warm up the crowd for the headliners, but in your mind, you want to go up there and blow them the fuck away just to prove to people that you should be there, like because you want to impress people. Like it'd be hard going into because obviously you're not going to every time, but it'd be line between like I'm going to blow these cunts off the stage to I'm actually here to help them out.
I don't know. I just get up there and after a couple of beers and try and do the best I can. And hopefully people like it. I can usually tell in the first, couple of songs, if I've got to ramp it up and do something stupid like fall off stage or, you know,
Because that is deliberate. Every time you've done that, it's been deliberate.
almost. Look, I'm just gonna say it.
Moving on. Now, you are and always have been one of the nicest, most approachable people I know in this industry, bro. But the moment you step on stage, you're an angry, scary motherfucker. Like, how do you flip the switch from Neville to Nev?
That's a good question. I don't know. So I always feel like that's the real me.
Which
You know
one?
what I mean?
The,
One
the
on
stage is
stage.
the real you?
Yeah, yeah. No, I wish I was that person all the time. But it's definitely I was talking to somebody about this the other day. Who was it? Another band, and it's like a blackout moment.
Yeah, right.
It's some people get it, like you get up there and it's like this person is not here anymore.
Yeah.
Like he's somewhere, he's like passed out in the toilet or something. But then there's this guy who's up there and he's in control. I don't know. It's hard
Yeah,
to
I used to get like that when I was fighting back in the day. Like you just black out and all of a sudden you're someone different and you wake
yeah.
up and it's all over.
Yeah, that's it. But I like that guy. That guy says things and does things that I couldn't do in my everyday life. I don't know.
That's actually a good point because in your everyday life, like I wouldn't say you're reserved, but you're shy and like you struggle, I guess, like a lot of people do with self doubt and with
Yeah.
mental problems. So it's got to be hard, man. Like having that as part of your everyday life to being able to, like I know personally I couldn't do it. I would not be able to stand on the stage and do half of what you do, bro. So it's got to be hard for someone that does face those difficulties every day, put that aside and be on stage.
I guess why I find it easier. I
Yeah.
find it easier being up there than, and this is being candid, I find it really easier, live really easier. Let me shut up. I find it easier being up there than everyday life because that person takes over and they're in control. They know what they're doing. Where me, I can talk to a room full of people, get me in front of a small room full of people, and that's when it's a different sort of story. Or behind a screen, the pretend, what it's like. You have
Yeah.
pretend conversations
I'm the
with
I'm the
people.
opposite.
Yeah.
I can speak to anyone, but the moment you put a microphone in my hand, I just go, nah. I just can't do it.
I reckon get a couple of goes, you'd love it.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
All right.
Right, it's a challenge. So speaking of shows, you're also on the road promoting the new EP, mate. You've already played the Sunshine Coast recently, but Got more gigs coming up on the Gold Coast on July the 20th, Sydney August 22nd, Melbourne 23rd, and the Drencher Festival in Geelong on the 24th before coming home for Necrosonic in Brisbane on August 31st. So what can people expect from you in those shows? You're going to be playing the full EP, obviously?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's only 4 songs, so
I was going
that's
to say it'd be a slack break if you didn't.
yeah. We'll just go out there and play one song and go, and you're not hearing another. No, we're gonna go through and we're gonna play the set. And I guess I'm excited about playing some places that I haven't played and been before. Like I've never been to Geelong. I don't
Oh, you're
even
not
know
you're
where it
not
is.
missing you're not missing much, mate. In all honesty.
But I tell you what, man, that Drencher Festival lineup,
That looks sick as, bro. That's a
man,
good lineup. I mean,
solid.
actually, I'm thinking of coming down just for that show, actually. I might jump in your suitcase.
Man, it's gonna be unreal. And then we've got the night before, which is
Melbourne.
in Melbourne. That's at the Leadbeater Hotel. That's with like Ghost Seeker, Deadweight 80, Excuse for an Exit, Ghost Engine, and Rise from the Ashes, and Matahari, I think they're called. Man,
Yamaha, yeah.
that's going to be unreal. And then there's Necrosonic as well, which is that's kind of like the end journey. You know what I mean? Like that's the end of the big run for us.
This is beautiful. You can't see it, but in the background, my daughter's recording herself on YouTube dancing for her own YouTube channel. So
Oh, there you
I'm
go.
here doing the big interviews and she's dancing and recording shit for YouTube. It's fucking beautiful.
That's awesome. Hey man, you got to encourage that. You need to encourage
I
you know
would, but she's
what they
not
do.
dancing to metal.
It's okay. They start, you know.
You're a better dad than I am. I'd lock him in the cupboard for 3 days when I find that shit out.
Mate, did you ever see Clock Block?
No, clock block.
Clock Block. They were a local uh, death clock tribute.
Right.
Yeah, that mixed ballet with like death clock.
Wow. I've never,
And they
I've
have
got,
ballet on.
I want to.
They haven't done it in years, but man, it was cool. Shout out to those guys.
Yeah, they started just like this.
Yeah, see?
Oh, it's beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, back to Snake Mountain. Don't worry about the kids on YouTube. Like you mentioned that you have been a lot more active lately playing shows, and you can see that in you. So, what do you got planned for, I guess, the tail end of 2024 and beyond? Are you starting to set goals and work in advance now? Or
We're definitely working in advance. We've got a long-term sort of goal. We're writing and putting together the next part of this EP/slash journey, which is all the newer, more tech debt stuff. And that stuff is crazy, man. Like I can't wait to show everybody that stuff. But we're gonna just take our time with that one a little bit, and hopefully have that out by the end of the year.
yeah,
So.
very cool.
Hmm.
Very cool. But in the meantime, on July the 5th, we've got the debut EP, Villainous One Reverence to listen to. So make sure you get that in your ear holes. You got all these shows to check out as well. So where's the best place for people to keep up with what's happening in Snake Mountain?
Kmart.
Hey, tell them Neb sent you.
I'll just be standing out the front, like the door. I'll just I'll just steal the dudes, like in the movies, where the spy movies where they beat the dude up and they steal the costume. And
They
instead
stick him
of like
inside the costume.
instead of like people at the door, I'll stand out QR codes. I'll be like, "Are you gonna like look in my bag?" No, I just want you to take this QR code and download whatever's on this thing. Um,
So which story are you going to start in, just so people know?
I'll start at maybe Southport, back in the old stomping grounds, and then I'll make my way to each Kmart around the country. Um,
What a chore. What a
no, that's
fucking chore. That's insane.
I don't know where I'm going with that. No, you can look us up on Instagram, Snake Mountain Band, and Facebooks and the Spotify's. I don't know why there's more than one, and a whole bunch of other places, and maybe a Bunnings here or there.